Okay, it's still in the library. We have this private guide around the library, so it's obviously quiet, as libraries are. We're very privileged. I am very privileged here because Alfredo will say hello again. Alfredo.
Hello, Vincent, again.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes, bienvenido a la Federación Canófila Mexicana.
Sí, muchas gracias. And thank you for the welcome. We've come to a particular corner of the library, biblioteca, because we mentioned in a previous video where the original registrations were done, and we found the very first one, which is 1939. I think our cameraman's going to go right in close, and you can see that it was a pointer. I'll just pass the microphone across now again to Alfredo, just to give us a little bit of background about that. And actually, if the cameraman whizzes round to the right, it was actually paid for, where my finger's pointed here, but this very dodgy money. It doesn't work anymore. But just tell us very much, because it was a different association then, wasn't it, Alfredo?
Yes, Vincent, since from the beginning of the Mexican Car Club, it was not a federation, it was just an association. And it was from 1935 until they changed the name. But in the first early times, it called it Asociación Canina Mexicana, which is Mexican Kennel Association.
Now there's a federation, which is the different one. But this particular corner, the whole place is packed with art. And Alfredo is giving me the longer view earlier on. Now this one the cameraman's looking at is a silver plated, and it's symbolic again. Tell us the symbolism behind that.
Yes, this figurine it means the dancing dogs. It was founded in Colima, Toms, and this represents the life and the death. You may see the different scars or the markings, and this is completely plain, no markings at all. This means the duality that the antique cultures believe on the duality, life, and this is death.
And clearly in this particular corner, because behind us we have the evil dog as well, because when we came in, we saw the Zolo, the human Zolo dog reaching into heavens, whereas this one's going in the other direction. You said this is the evil dog, is that right?
Oh, Vincent, you are getting the Mexican culture. As I told you, the Solo take you to the underground, which was not an inferno. But this particular art was painted by a famous Mexican painter who was not aware or really in the knowledge of the antique or Mexican culture. And he painted the dog like a sculpt. You see the face, it's a sculpt, remained in the old Mexican ideas. And an inferno, which means the Mictlan. So he's completely transculturization in a Catholic thinking.
And again, just behind you, we have a painting from, I think it's 1945. And this was historical sort of meaning behind this. It's a lady who was the wife of the artist who was introduced to the Zolo. Give us a very, again, short history of that one, if you would, Alfredo.
Of course, Vincent, it's a pleasure. This is Frida Kahlo, a very well-known, a very famous lady all around the world. And you may see the Solo here, the Mexican old art, and the spider monkey, which is natural from Mexico. Frida Kahlo was the wife of Diego Rivera, one of the most Mexican famous painter. By now, I guess Frida is more well-known than him. And he used to have the Solo. This painted by Diego Rivera was the first contact of the Solo to the world. Before this painting, very, very few people know about the Mexican Solo.
We actually have them in the UK now, not many, but this place is a homage to the Zolo. Just to our left, we have, you were explaining earlier on, this is the Sala de Juntas. I have to apologize for my Spanglish, but this looks to me like the power room. So this is what, the director's meeting room, is that correct?
Yes, this is the war room, but this is the meeting room. You may find here also a lot of art, also and always related to the Solo. As you may remember, or for the audience, the Solo was rescued by the Mexican Kennel Club founders. Before this, the Solo was almost extinct. And the Mexican Kennel Club founders, by the chance, one a British colonel and a military advisor to the British embassy, the military aggregated. He came, Norman Cape? Well, Norman. He came and with two other girls go to the Mexican really hot lands, and they found the very first Solo who has were the founders of the solo breed that we know by now. So the Mexican Kennel Club is always in his heart a solo dog.
Well, I think our cameraman's panned around the room, so we've seen absolutely everything in here. I know there's another section of art. We're going to save that one for another video. But I'd just like to thank the Mexican Kennel, well, the Federation, our cameraman, Cesar, who's actually the editor of the magazines. They do 4 or 5 different magazines and breed special magazines. The setup you have here is terrific. Clearly, the artistic and the history here is fantastic. I haven't even managed to get round yet to the genetics center, the veterinary, so we'll try and do that one later on. But for now, Mr. Professor of History, that was a fantastic job. Many thanks indeed, Alfredo.
It's a pleasure, Vincent. You're always welcome to Mexico and the Mexican Kennel Club.
Okay, muchas gracias.